Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Kirsten, and this is the first, possibly the first, and segment of my YouTube channel called Questions and Conversations with KiKi or Kirsten. I'm not really sure which one sounds better to me just yet, but I'm going to be adding video as this video series to ask questions that help us to have conversations that make us think, that move us forward, and help us to have a better understanding of ourselves and the world around us. So this question comes from a conversation that I've had with other people living abroad. And so the fun and not so fun thing about being an expat is that oftentimes you get to tell your story and hear other people's stories. That's the fun part. The not so fun part is getting asked the same exact questions over and over again. Where are you from? What are you doing in Spain? What do you do for work? And I understand that those are very common questions, and I understand that sometimes those questions can lead to deeper and more meaningful conversations, but a good percent of the time they don't, and they're just those bland, unthoughtful questions that people ask because they're trying to make small talk and they don't necessarily want to get to know you. So I always try to have these more interesting and deeper conversations when I meet new people while living abroad. And so a really interesting conversation came about feeling like you are meant to be from or a part of a different culture than you were born into. Hopefully that makes sense. And so I'm going to share a clip of my personal reflection to this question of, have you ever felt like you should have been born in a different country or in a different culture? Okay, the second question is, have you ever felt more connected to another culture more than your own culture? Or have you ever felt connected to another country versus your own country? Country, yes. Definitely don't always feel connected to the Americanness, the capitalism of and the corruption of the United States. So that's one thing. Also, oftentimes, like when people ask me about the States, living in Spain, I do often distinguish between like American culture, quote unquote white culture, and black culture. And I always say, like, I'm, my culture, in my culture we do these things, or blah blah blah. And I'm referring to black culture. But there was definitely a time when I didn't feel super connected. Okay, clearly I can't hold the camera like that. Where I didn't feel super connected to black culture. And then growing up, now I realize that the reason why I didn't feel connected to that culture is because I was being pushed onto me these stereotypes and false ideologies of what black culture really was, or really is. And so when I was younger, I was meant to believe that like black culture, or if you're black, or because I got told a lot I didn't act black. And that was primarily because people's perception of black culture is that, we're loud, rude, maybe ghetto, angry, all of those things, which are not who we are. It's definitely not a part of our culture. And now, growing older and understanding the differences, I connect more, and I say, my black culture, I say black culture when I talk about experiences in the United States, because I connect to how creative the black culture is, and black people are, how resilient and strong are. I don't want to use the word strong, but my arm is hurting. And how resilient and persistent and we are, and how we have overcome so much, and that strength that my ancestors, I consider culture, and part of black culture, the music, the dance, all of that I feel is part of my culture, and I connect to that. But just underneath that, I say I definitely connect to like Latin culture a lot. And now Spain culture too. So I guess it would be like Black culture, Latin culture, and then Spain culture, Spanish culture. So I post this question on my Instagram page or my Instagram stories. My Instagram is KikiMarieB15 if you want to join the conversations there. And I post this question: if you could choose a country to have been born in, which country or culture would it be? And it was very fascinating for me to see the different responses and how many people, most of these people that answered I know personally, how they feel more connected to a different culture other than their own. And I think it's really empowering to share this information, knowing that, or being reassured that if you don't feel particularly connected to the culture that you were born into, or even the country that you were born into, most likely, go out into the world and explore, and there will be a different country or a different culture that accepts you for who you are, or that you just feel maybe more like yourself with. Can reflect on that question yourself, because I think that if you ever have felt that way, I think that it's more encouragement for you to go out there and travel, because then you'll understand that maybe who you are and your personality, maybe it didn't quite fit in to the culture that you were born in, or the stereotypes of society that you were born into, but you can travel somewhere else and who you are can be accepted by another culture, by another country. So this is kind of the underlining purpose of this question, is to help you understand that who you are may connect to your personality, may blend in better with another culture or another country, and that is perfectly okay. So now that I posed the question, let's have a conversation. I would love to hear your answers about this question of being born into a different culture or connecting more to a different country or culture. Leave a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more topics related to travel, self-reflection, and all in all, helping you to live your best life.